Hi, welcome to the Wyatt and Jianghai Show. Today, we will be talking about the palm oil controversy, and we have invited experts from various fields and involved parties to share their insights in this controversy. First, let's briefly go through what is palm oil. Palm oil is a type of oil extracted from the fruit of oil palm. It is used in cooking, food, cosmetics, and even biodiesel. What makes palm oil so popular in the tropical region is because it grows extremely well in this climate, and you can continue it to harvest it for 25 years. Palm oil is also very high in oil content, therefore a much better choice than crops like corn, rapeseed, etc. So what's the problem? What is so controversial about palm oil plantation? To explain that, we are honoured to have an esteemed professor from the National University of Singapore to help us out.
Hello. So now today we are discussing about the topic of palm oil plantation. So palm oil plantation, the causes is because the world population has grown dramatically over the past few decades by about 30%, and it is around 1.6 billion people from 1990 to 2010. It now stands at around 7 billion, and the world population is projected to be 10 billion people in 2100. So the growth in population led to the increase in demand for energy and food, and oil has the highest demand because it is easy to transport and it is relatively clean compared to coal. As such, this gives the demand of palm oil. Palm oil is currently now the most widely produced edible oil in the world. It does not require advanced technology to grow palm oil trees, and the palm oil trees grows very well in the tropical region, such as Indonesia and Malaysia. Since the demand in palm oil is on the increase, so the palm oil business will flourish, and more people are therefore being employed for the palm oil plantation industry, and this industry in fact has become very lucrative. And there's an estimation of about 1.5 million small farmers that they grow the crop in Indonesia, and along with 500,000 people directly involved in this sector. So the increase in the palm oil industry, the increase in demand for the palm oil leads to deforestation in these tropical regions. So because there's a shortage of land, that's why those people choose to cut down the forest by burning down the trees. So that to create more land for the palm oil plantation.
So this is why so many people are clearing land to plant palm oil. This has many consequences to the environment as well as to the people living around these lands. We have received reports that there are problems of land grabbing. Let's hear from one of the victims.
The oil palm companies came to find us and asked us if we want to sell our land, but we were doing just fine before that, so we refused. But after that, we came back with government permits telling us that they have gotten the permission to use our land, so they just forcefully took the land away from us. I don't know why this is happening, but the law states that they have to get our consent before they can use our land for other purposes. Because they forcefully take our land away, we have no more place to do our own farming, so we are forced to work on their plantation. Life is very hard because the quota is very hard to hit, and sometimes I have to get my whole family down to collect oil palm seeds. If not, we cannot hit the quota and we will not get paid for our job.
There are also allegations of forced child labour and human rights abuse. A Human Rights Watch representative will tell us more about it.
Most of the victims of the child abuse and forced labour are actually smuggled from overseas illegal migrants, as well as the children of these illegal migrants from the past. So the reason why they are being abused is because they have no proper paperwork, therefore they are not under the protection of the government and doesn't receive proper healthcare and education. They constantly live in the fear of being arrested and being deported back to their country. What they do not know is that with the country's need for migrant labour, they actually have much higher leverage than they think. Yeah.
Not only the people in the business are suffering, the environment are also harmed extensively in the process. The professor will explain to us again how the environment is impacted by palm oil plantations.
So the deforestation that causes a lot will cause a lot of environmental problems and very problematic to an environment. So for example, because the woods that they burn down contains a lot of components such as carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and some carcinogens, such as the PAH, which stands for polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon. So each of them has a very harmful effect on the environment as well as the human health. For example, the carbon monoxide is produced due to incomplete combustion of the woods, and if we breathe in too much of this amount of carbon monoxide, it can actually cause death. So then for the sulfur dioxide, it can form acid rain, which can erode trees and kills marine life, and eventually it has a very devastating impact on our environment. And also such as those carcinogens like PAH, it can cause cancer if inhaled in large amount. Then lastly, the CO2, the carbon dioxide that was produced during the burning, it can contribute to global warming, and it will result in causes the sea level to rise and therefore affecting millions of people.
Due to deforestation, a lot of habitats are being destroyed. Let's hear from a representative from the Worldwide Foundation about what he has to say for the animals.
Due to deforestation, a lot of mammal species have been endangered. Over 300,000 species of animals are killed during deforestation. Palm oil development has greatly increased the accessibility of poachers and wildlife smugglers. Over 90% of orangutan habitat has been destroyed. Around 1,000 to 5,000 orangutans each year are killed for this development. This must stop now.
Deforestation also causes haze, and it has affected people from neighbouring countries. A Singaporean resident has something to say about this haze problem.
Recently, the haze is very terrible. I wake up, I go out to my house, I smell usually, the haze very jialat. My brother got childhood asthma. Now every day he stay at home, cannot do anything. I have to wear the N95 mask. Then the health promotion board say the haze will cause eye irritation, choking and stuff. Now I also very scared to go out. Every day just try to stay at home. I really hope this haze ends soon.
So how can we solve this problem? The energy demand will never go down, humans' hunger for power will never stop, so forests will never stop being destroyed. How do you protect our Mother Earth? Let's allow a representative from the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil and in the International Energy Agency to share with us some solutions.
Hi, I'm a member from the IEA, the International Energy Agency. I'll share with you about how to reduce the palm oil or the reliance on palm oil, and therefore we can reduce the deforestation. So we have two approaches. So the first approach is to use more alternative energy, and the alternative energy source is from ethanol, green algae, and jet chauffeur. And all these three energy, right? They have a very common. One very advantage over the palm oil is because they do not require deforestation. This is because the ethanol is grown from the corn, and corn can be grown in very non-tropical regions, and also the jet chauffeur is also grown from the non-tropical regions. So as well as the algae is even better. It can be scalable. It can be produced in a small area, and yet it has also a very high energy yield. So these common features is that these three alternative energy sources, it does not require large amount of land to grow them, which means that in those non-tropical regions where they're actually very not not as much forest as compared to tropical regions. So growing the ethanol, the cones, the jatropha trees, and as well as green algae, they actually don't need to cut down so much trees, which therefore you can reduce the deforestation. And therefore, the second approach to reducing the deforestation is to increase the energy efficiency of the power plants. There's two methods is to upgrade. The first one is being to upgrade the existing power plants and also build more new power plants that have higher energy efficiency. And so we also can implement some schemes like carbon capture and storage, which means that the carbon dioxide that is emitted will be captured, will be stored, and it will not be released into the atmosphere. Yeah. So this is the two approach that we can do to reduce deforestation.
Hi, I'm a member from the RSPO, Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil. Nowadays, there are more than 40% of palm oil which is produced by smallholder farmers, and it's worrying because they are using inefficient methods of farming, resulting in lower yield. Lower yield means that they will need more land if they want to harvest more palm oil. This is unsustainable to the environment as more pristine forests are cleared to make ways for these plantations. The fortunate thing is that RSPO has a solution to this problem. In the RSPO, we work with multiple stakeholders all over the world to develop guidelines and principles to sustainable and effective farming. By becoming an RSPO member, a farmer can develop an internal control system to make sure that their farming methods comply to the RSPO principles and criteria, which will result in a better yield due to the sharing of knowledge. Once the palm oil is certified, they will have access to a bigger international market and consumer groups, which allow them to make better profits. Then there will be less risk of land conversion thanks to sustainable practices. We hope more companies and plantations will adopt these solutions and tackle this problem from both demand and supply side, and stop this destruction of our environment. Let's do our part as fellow Earthlings and save our Mother Earth.